Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 5-2, unit rates. This lesson is found on page 189. For this lesson we will learn how to find unit rates and compare and use unit rates to solve problems. For a real world link, okay, and this is a fun one, we're going to learn about world records. The Guinness Book of Records was first published in 1955. Recent editions have featured feats such as the world's fattest human and the most hot dogs eaten in 10 minutes. In 2011, the world record for texting speed was 264 characters, 264 letters, in 1 minute and 17 seconds. That relates to unit rates because when we talk about unit rates, we talk about one, like how many apples can you eat in 1 minute, or how quickly can you drink a glass of water, or how much water can you drink in 10 seconds. When we get to those units, okay, we're trying to narrow it down to a unit rate. Here's an example. A rate is a ratio of two quantities having different kinds of units. A rate is often used for price or for speed, because for price, for example, we can say that you can get 10 candies for $1. This is a unit of candies, and this is the unit of dollars. So it's 10 over 1, or 10 for 1, right? That's a rate. That's a price, a cost. We can also have a rate of, you can travel 60 kilometers, okay, in 1 hour. That's also a rate because it's telling you the unit of kilometers in the unit of time, in hour. So how much can you travel in the unit rate? Now remember, unit comes from the word one, like universe, unicycle, unit, one. So 60 kilometers in 1 hour, or 10 candies for $1. Suppose you text 60 characters in 30 seconds. This can be written as a rate, 60 characters in 30 seconds. Now you know you can simplify this, right? They're both multiples of 30. Here you have two of them, and here you have one. So you could actually say you have 2 characters per second, right? When a rate is simplified so that it has a denominator of 1, it's called a unit rate. To write a rate as a unit rate, divide the numerator and the denominator by the rate of the rate by the denominator. Sorry about that, couldn't see that word. So, as they're saying, bring the denominator down to 1. Okay? So really you're trying to see how you're dividing the numerator by the denominator, and when we divide 60 divided by 30, we get 2 up here and 1 at the bottom. As you can see, 2 characters per second. For example 1, you'll see how we're expressing unit rates. So for example, $11 for 4 boxes of cereal. So how much is 1 box of cereal, right? You can do it vice versa too. You can do 4 boxes on the top and 11 on the bottom, and it'll tell you how much each one is, because it's just rate, it's not a fraction. So we divide them both by 4, right? Because you're dividing the numerator by the denominator, and you get $2.75 per box. Here we have 400 miles with 14 gallons. Well, how much will 1 gallon go? How many miles can I get with just 1 gallon? Well, 1 gallon will give me to 28.6 miles. So what I'm dividing it by the denominator, you see? By the denominator, by 14. Okay? And you can see that to answer it properly, we have to include a therefore statement. For the first one, it's $18.50 for 5 pounds. So $18.50 for 5 pounds. I'm going to divide the $18 divided by 5. When I divide them both by 5, I get 3.7 over 1, which is $3, right? It's $3.70. Now we add the 0, boys and girls, because we're talking about money. Remember, money goes to the hundredth. So we have to include it. It is a value that needs to be included. And we need a therefore statement. Therefore, it's $3.70 per pound. And that's your answer for this one. You can write it down right underneath there. And now B, we have 100 meters in 14 seconds. Okay, let's simplify. You know, you can just start simplifying by 50, and you have 7 until we get to a unit rate, or you can just divide both by 14 like this. So just divide this side by 14 and this divided by 14. and you'll get 7.1 over 1, and that 7.1 is meters, right? So we have 7.1 meters per seconds. Therefore, its rate is 7.1 meters per second. Its rate, its speed. Okay? That seems what we're measuring there. Go ahead and write it right in there as a key answer. You can also compare unit rates to solve problems. So we're going to compare unit rates to see if we can figure out what's more expensive or what's faster, and so on. Financial literacy, meaning talking about money. An online music store sells 15 songs for $12. Another music store sells 10 songs for $9. So we're going to compare. This is 15 over 12 and this one's 10 over 9. Which online store has the lower cost per song? So here we go, we divide them, and this one is costing 80 cents for one song, okay? Well, this one costs 90 cents for one song, or 90% of a dollar, which is 90 cents for one song. So clearly the cheaper one is the 15 songs for $12. And that you can see that right down here in the bottom of your therefore statement. They compare it using a difference sign. So 80 cents is less than 90 cents, so the first store has a better price per song. Okay, let's try it. A store sells two different sizes of the same brand of sunscreen. An 8-ounce bottle for $5.76, so I have $5.76 for 8 ounces. And on the other hand, I have, which we're going to compare, I have a 12-ounce bottle for $8.88. So $8.88 for 12 ounces. When I divide $5.76 divided by 8 by each ounce, I'm trying to look for the price of only 1 ounce of lotion, right? I get 0.72, so 72 cents. Okay? And when I divide $8.88 divided by 12 to figure out the price of per ounce, remember, I put the ounce on the bottom because I want to know the price of each ounce. I get 0.74, which is 74 cents. So which one is larger? Well, this one is smaller. 72 cents is less than 74 cents. Therefore, the first one is cheaper. This guy right here, 8 ounces for $5.76 is cheaper. Write this sentence right in there, this number expression, this comparison here, okay? And then write the first option is cheaper, or you can write 8 ounces for $5.76 is cheaper, or the better option. Please write that right in there. Example 3. A typical bottlenose dolphin will take about 34 breaths in 4 hours. Okay, so 34 in 4 hours. How many breaths will the bottlenose dolphin take in 7 hours? Okay, in order for us to figure out what it'll do in 7 hours, we first have to find out what it can do in 1 hour, and then multiply that by 7. So we have to find 1 hour, which means the unit rate. As you can see here, we have the first step is to find the unit by dividing the top by 4 and the bottom by 4, so that you get 1 hour. And now we know that it can do 8.5 breaths in 1 hour. And now we can simply take that and multiply it by 7, as you can see in step 2, multiply it by 7, so that 8.5 times 7 gives you 59.5 breaths. Okay, so 59.5 breaths in 7 hours. Let's try the example. A bakery can make 195 donuts in 3 hours. At this rate, how many donuts can the bakery make in 8 hours? Let's find the unit rate. We can make 195 donuts in 3 hours. Okay? To simplify that, we divide them both by 3, so I know that I get my unit of how much I do in 1 hour. Remember, this is hours. So now it's 1 hour. And when I divide 195 divided by 3, I get 65. So in 1 hour I can do 65. Well, how many can I do in 8 hours? Well, then I just make this out of 8 hours. Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. I multiply the 1 to make it 8, I multiply the 1 times 8 to get 8, so I must do the same to 65, and 65 times 8 equals 520. Therefore, the bakery can make 520 donuts in 8 hours. Now remember, this is a constant rate. As long as nothing goes wrong, as long as the power doesn't cut out, as long as the employees stay working and everything stays at the same rate, at the same speed, because this is the rate, the original rate, this is the basic rate, the unit rate. Okay, as long as it stays at this speed, we should be able to make 520 in 8 hours. Okay? Please copy this down as a key answer right underneath the question. And that's all for today, boys and girls. Please remember to leave the guided practice for class so we can do it together, and we'll do the independent practice in class as well. See you then.